I saw my Sasur swimming just out there. He was very big and very scary. My Sasur opened his mouth and the deer was gone.
It's early morning when the science team returns to the boat. Today they'll continue their search for what the local villagers call the Big Demon. They will take measurements to determine if these crocs are growing to monstrous sizes. The morning sun has brought out the crocs. From mothers minding their nests to aggressive adolescent males.
Frantush, get out of the way. Frantush, get out of the way.
The team receives good news upon encountering some local fishermen. They point to a local village where a monster croc is known to hunt.
Thank you.
The natives tell the story of an old woman being attacked years ago and confirm the crocodile they call Big Demon was seen very recently. They show the team exactly where.
I was here by the water in the evening just 3 days ago. I saw my Sasur swimming just out there. Then he came on shore right over here and I ran. He was very big and very scary.
The team sets up a camera trap. It is very likely that he will return to this spot where he's known to feed.
Basically, if we aim it straight at that hall out there, and if the crocodile comes, we'll get his picture.
Then they push on, cautiously.
Saltwater crocodiles are not as social as the other crocodiles. You don't see usually many of them basking in one place. They like to be by themselves.
The saltwater species is especially powerful. Its bite force is said to be up to 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, look at that. Looks like something dead up there, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Looks like the remains of a deer or... yeah, it's the remains of a deer.
Deer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, it's been ripped to pieces, and there's some crocodile tracks there too. So typically a croc raises his head out of the water, snaps the head off. The head and part of the guts went on the shore, but he swallows the rest down. Now there's a place in New Guinea, Irian Jaya, where I interviewed all the people who were relatives of the people who were killed by a man-eating croc, and they all said the same thing, that the croc shakes the human head off. And they sometimes find the head in the mud on the side, but the rest of the body is eaten.
The team is 6 hours into their search when they find what they are looking for.
Big one, man. That's the biggest one we've seen.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's very close to the human habitation. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was huge. And look, I mean, there's the village right there, and he's heading toward him. In fact, there's livestock right there. Maybe he's sort of looking up. Wow, nice cow up there. That is monstrous, man.
Yeah, maybe the livestock attracting the crocodiles in the human habitation.
That one was easily 18 or 20 feet long. I mean, that's the biggest croc we've seen on this trip so far.
This is the largest saltwater crocodile Whitaker has seen in his 40-year career. The Monster Quest expedition team, led by biologists Joe Wazalewski and Tony Gerard, is on its way to examine some remains in the Everglades. They hope to find proof the crocs here are growing to unprecedented sizes.
A big one. He said 15 foot. Died from a freeze last year. You got it?
Yeah.
See, Florida is the northernmost extent of the range of American crocodiles. They're very tropical animals. Wow, look at that.
Boy, big vertebra.
Yeah, man. He said it was over 15, I think 15.3. Wow. The story I heard is it was cold last year, and cold is okay, but cloudy isn't. Right. So if it's cold, even in the 40s, they could come out and sit in the sun, but it wasn't the case. So it died, and the biologists from the park came out and did all the biometric data. And near as they could figure, 15.3. You know, that's getting close to what we're after now. I have to tell you that.
This would mean the American crocs are approaching monster size. The team heads back out to find a living example.
See, Costa Rica has the same animals, and there's attacks there all the time. And what I think is I'm saying about 15 foot is their sort of cutoff. Over 15 foot, now we're considered prey, people. So I believe that's what the cutoff is. And I'll tell you what, a 15-foot crocodile is going to look like a dinosaur.
Wow, look at the size of his tail.
Wow. That's a big crocodile.
That man.
Monster Quest is combing the swamps and rivers of the world in search of oversized killer crocodiles. In India, the saltwater crocodile frequently comes into contact with mankind.
I was going down to the pond to get water to wash a tray.
This man was at the water's edge rinsing some dishes. He was unaware that he was being stalked from below the surface of the water.
I had no idea there was a big crocodile in the pond. I was just washing there when all of a sudden he charged me. He grabbed my arm and tried to pull me into the water. But I pulled as hard as I could and got my arm free. But I fell on the ground. I was screaming for help and the crocodile charged me again. This time he missed me, and now help had come and chased him away. I was bleeding very badly and had to stay in the hospital for 22 days. It was a terrifying moment.
He survived, but will carry the scars and the fear of crocodiles with him for the rest of his life. The Monster Quest science team is braving crocodile-infested waters to document the largest crocodile in modern history. Local villagers tell of a monster croc that lives close, perhaps a modern-day super croc.
That's the biggest one we've seen. That's not a monster, you said? Yep. Nope.
They check the camera traps left the previous night to see if it yields any leads.
Wow. Man, that's good. That's big. But it's not the monster.
It's not the monster.
The team returns to the search area confident there are large and active crocodiles around. Low tide has arrived, making the search easier.
It's interesting, sometimes the big crocs, because of their weight, they know that it's hard to climb up on the bank, so they just hang out until the tide goes down and they're there. And then if they want to get away, they use gravity to get back down into the river. They're heavy. Some of the big ones would be close to a ton in weight, I think, if you're talking about it, 20-foot crocodile.
They move ever deeper into the mangrove swamp, exploring its narrow waterways. The area is teeming with crocodiles that could burst from the bush at any moment.
People say, like in these small creeks, when the crocodile comes into the water, it just covers the whole creek.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So,
yeah, if the creek is 20 feet wide here, a 20-foot croc would cover the entire
covering the entire creek.
The creek opens into a wider stretch of river.
Look! Wow, shucks! That's it. That's the big one.
The big demon heads for the water.
Look at the size of that son of a gun, man.
Swimming. Okay.
The monster croc swims with incredible speed, throwing a wake like a boat cutting through the water.
He's demonstrating to us. Yeah, this is the mating season, huh?
Maybe.
Look at that, look at that. That's very, very lucky to see this kind of stuff, man. That is something else, man.
Fantastic.
Okay, we've seen the big one, man. Jeez. Look at the slide mark, man. It looks like a bloody truck came down or a tractor or something. Look at that.
You can compare that and this one. That is like
No, anything we've seen so far is just a little gecko, man. This is really the monster. Whoa! Yeah, look at that little skinny crocodile track of a little 10-footer compared to that guy. You know? That is something else, man.
They exit the boat to get a better look and to measure the width of the monster slide compared to a nearby slide of a known 10-footer.
All right. Just do it to this mark here.
This mark?
Yeah.
Itaku tole lagevani. 117.
117
centimeters.
centimeters. How many inches? 46 inches. All right.
So,
you know, it'd be really nice to do the small one over there now.
yeah,
If we can do that as well, because we know what size that crocodile was. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Okay, better get in before he gets you.
They also measure the smaller slide made by a 10-foot female, likely the mate of the big male. The crew keeps a sharp eye on the water while the scientists work.
And this slide from here to here?
Yeah, just the slide.
52.
52
centimeter.
Okay.
It's 117.
Yeah, it's double.
By comparing the belly slides, the team calculates the monster croc was almost 4 feet across, while the smaller female was less than 2 feet. This means the monster was double the size. The expedition team in Florida has found its own amazing set of tracks.
So that's the biggest haul out we've seen, right?
Yeah, not only that, a couple of things. It's fresh. See how that grass is just matted down, but look at the size. Look at the width.
Yeah, it's like 2-3 times the size of these others out there.
Right. We haven't seen anywhere near the width of this one. And I'll bet if we could get closer, you could see his hind footprint.
So this could...
It's two of mine. This is a big crocodile, and that's a definite indicator of the size. If it is the one, he ain't here.
Yeah.
So, but it was here recently.
The tracks are fresh. The crocodile was in the area recently.
Man, that is a big print. Check that out. Look at that. That's bigger than my hand.
Yeah.
Do you know if would that be a front foot or back
No,
foot?
that's his hind foot. And you can see how over time he's just pretty much wore it out, how smooth it is. But the width of this thing, now I can tell you, I have not seen one in Florida with the width of this.
Oh man, look at that. Look at this one that's partially in the water. You can see the claws and everything. God, that looks even bigger.
Oh yeah, no, so you're right. That is the front foot.
That's the front. That's the smaller foot.
Yeah,
God
this one.
bless. Man,
That hind foot is like this.
so this isn't a mixed crocodile.
Yes, it is. Oh, I would love to see this.
Oh
guy.
yeah. All right. I'm going to measure this across this back foot. What do you think? Okay, so going from there to the tip of this toe up here is 17 inches.
Whoa.
I'm sure there's some distortion, but man, that's a big crocodile.
Okay, check that guy out. My God, stop here.
Monster Quest is on a worldwide hunt for monstrous killer crocodiles from the swamps of Florida to the waterways of India. The team is searching for these prehistoric creatures thought only to be 13 feet long, but may now be growing to much larger sizes. This man measured the skull of what villagers claim was a 30-footer. This paleontologist doesn't think modern crocodiles could ever get as big as their prehistoric ancestors. This veteran boat captain says he's seen a 20-foot crocodile right here in the United States. The expedition team is in Florida, where it's on the trail of a huge croc that they estimate measures 15 feet or more.
So he's probably 4 or 5 years. I don't want to get any closer.
Right, yeah, no need to bother.
And he's not marked? Really nice.
Oh, very good.
They've used a laser to measure the animal's size and have now entered one of the most remote regions of the Everglades. The area is so protected that motor travel in this area is limited. They must drift through the thick brush. Finally, as they pass a thick stand of trees, they make their ultimate discovery.
Okay, check that guy out. My God. Stop here. My God. Wow. That is a monster. Isn't it? I don't know how much he'll talk. You want to get up here? Or are you good there? But the tail is curved.
Right.
So what will that do?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I think we can still make a measurement.
The team gets out their laser, which will allow them to precisely measure the beast.
Joe, is that the biggest crocodile you've seen in the wild down here?
That is the biggest one I've seen in Florida. Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. Captain Rick said this crocodile is longer than this 16-foot boat.
Yeah.
And you could actually believe that. That thing really is a monster. Look at the size of it.
Wow. But we know that those two dots are 12 inches apart.
Okay.
Now, the fact he's not laying completely horizontal is not good for us. And if he decides to take off suddenly, God, he's massive. Could he flip this boat?
No, he's just going to go straight under. But he will bring up a wake, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of crocodiles down here. He's a monster. He's that could be 16 foot.
Right, and if that is 16 foot, that may be the biggest documented crocodile in Florida.
Yes,
huh?
absolutely.
The team moves slightly to get a better measurement.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right on his eyeball. 8 and a little bit more. The only problem is there. And then if we can go around, we can get the tail. I'll bet that could be another 8, right?
So that's a rough estimate.
8.5.
8.5's not the
Maybe
bad.
actually closer to 9. So
In a rough estimate. So what's a typical measurement body to tail length? Are they usually equal, snouted vent and tail, or?
you know they're pretty close to being equal. Yeah.
That ratio puts this crocodile between 16 and 18 feet, meaning it's by far the largest crocodile ever recorded in the United States. To confirm this, the team gets out of the boat and tries to approach the beast on land.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, look at the size of his tail.
Yeah. Now that looks great. Tell me.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's get right up to this tree.
They need to get just a couple of steps closer to get a full measurement of the monster's tail. But before they can, the crocodile slides into the water. The team is confident this croc was the biggest in U.S. history, and its photographic evidence is proof.
That's the biggest one I've seen here in Florida. And the odds of us seeing a bigger one, I mean, we could try, but I don't think they're very good. We come out here in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
That guy will be at 19, 20 feet.
Wow, which is the world record crocodile for any species currently, right?
Yeah, he was huge. He was the biggest I've ever seen.
Wow.
The Monster Science team's search of the Bhitarkanika National Park in India has met with even greater success.
On the best day, we counted 37 crocodiles, and amongst them were one of the biggest crocodiles I've ever seen. It was a real monster crocodile.
This massive beast, called Masasur, or the Big Demon, has wounded and killed dozens of people. Measurements of his width compared with other adult crocs puts his length at more than 20 feet, possibly the largest croc in modern recorded history. Herpetologist Rom Whitaker has also completed his measurements of the skull found near Bitterkanika National Park. Locals say it belonged to the historic monster called Kalia, the Black One. The legend says he measured more than 30 feet in length, but Whitaker's calculations tell a different story.
The skull of Kalia is about 30 inches long and weighs about 70 pounds. It's massive. It's very possible that it was 20 feet plus. 23 feet, well, I wouldn't be able to say that for sure, but certainly 20 feet is a great likelihood.
This Monster Quest expedition has made some startling discoveries. The expedition team saw the remains of a crocodile more than 15 feet long and photographed tracks of an even larger animal in the Florida Everglades. This monster croc measured more than 16 feet in length, an American record.
Check that guy out. My God. Stop here. Wow.
The science team traveled to India and found witnesses to attest to the aggressive nature and man-hunting attitude of these beasts. They filmed possibly the largest crocodile alive today. Evidence indicates that crocodiles are indeed getting bigger and are approaching unprecedented lengths.
The fact that a predator is living teeth to jowl, so to speak, with human beings right on the edge of the park means that conflict between crocodiles and humans could definitely go up.
Both the human population and the crocodile population continue to expand, and more habitat keeps getting chewed up every day. It's going to bring crocodiles and humans in increasingly closer contact. And as the population ages, I think we can expect to see even more really immense crocodiles here.
40% of a crocodile's mass is in the tail. I've seen a crocodile snap a half-inch nylon cord with one movement. I've seen a croc smash a human skull.
Crocodiles, they never stop growing. That's why you can see huge animals in the Everglades, and I think in the future you're going to see an awful lot more of them.